More than 1,300 people are missing after deadly flash floods wiped out villages on the Nepal-China border on Wednesday. Japanese artist Yayoi Kusama, known for her sculptures and installations around the world, has died at the age of 97, her studio announced on Thursday. More than 1,000 people are missing in Nepal and Tibet following the Botekoshi-Trishuli floods on the border with Tibet, the autonomous Chinese region. At least 165 bodies have been recovered so far in Nepal, with 3 confirmed dead in Tibet. Drone footage in Nepal showed roads and bridges destroyed and buildings buried by thick mud. According to Nepal's national disaster authorities, around 826 people, including security forces and tourists, are missing after the catastrophic floods. Authorities say rescue efforts have begun, but were being complicated by rain, thick mud, and hard-to-reach areas. On Thursday, international response began to trickle in after Australia, which reported 34 of its citizens missing, offered help, while South Korea said it sent a rapid response team to Nepal to support search and rescue efforts for 9 of its nationals who remain unaccounted for. The catastrophic flash flood started on Wednesday after a sudden outburst in Nepal's Botekoshi River in the Rasuwa district. Weather forecasts predict the region could see some additional rain on Thursday, with showers and thunderstorms forming in the afternoon.
The meeting between the President of the Republic of Cyprus, Nikos Christodoulides, and the Turkish Cypriot leader, Tufan Erhurman, lasted almost 3 hours. The two leaders agreed to intensify their meetings, which will take place once a week, with the possibility of meeting more frequently should circumstances require. During their meeting, Christodoulides and Erhurman reviewed the progress made on the next steps as set out during the recent visit of the United Nations Secretary General to Cyprus.
Ήταν μια καλή συνάντηση. Οφείλω να το αναφέρω, γι' αυτό κράτησε και σχεδόν 3 ώρες με την συντριπτική πλειοψηφία της ώρας να είμαστε μόνοι. Εγώ και ο τουρκοκύπριος ηγέτης συζητήσαμε θέματα ουσίας, και όταν λέω ουσίας αναφέρουμε στις συγκλήσεις, που είναι ιδιαίτερα σημαντικό, η διαφύλαξη του διαπραγματευτικού κεκτημένου μέχρι και την τελευταία μέρα στο Grand Montana. Συζητήσαμε μεθοδολογία. Υπέβαλε, είναι γνωστές οι 4 θέσεις του κυρίου Ερχουρμάν. Υπέβαλα κάποιες δικές μας προσεγγίσεις, ειδικότερα πώς μπορεί να είναι πιο αποδοτική η διαπραγμάτευση μέσα από μια διασταυρούμενη, αν μου επιτρέπετε να το αφέρω, διαπραγμάτευση, όλα τα θέματα. Δεν μπορεί να συζητηθεί μόνο ένα θέμα και επιλεκτικά. Η ανάγκη διασταυρούμενης διαπραγμάτευσης για να μπορεί να υπάρξει πρόοδος.
The meeting took place under the auspices of the United Nations and forms part of the ongoing efforts to advance the Cyprus settlement process. These efforts have intensified recently, with both Antonio Guterres and Ursula von der Leyen seeking to bring all sides closer together. U.S. President Donald Trump signed on Thursday an executive order renaming Lake Ontario to Lake America as a trade dispute with neighbors Canada intensifies.
And finally, I guess the purpose of this more than anything else is we're going to be changing the name of Lake Ontario, effective immediately, to Lake America. That's going to take place right now as I sign the order. Do you have any?
Asked whether the name change was a direct message to his northern neighbors, Trump responded,
"No message. As you know, Canada's been ripping us off for a long time on trade, very sadly. Even the military, you know, we defend Canada for nothing. We don't get anything. They don't pay us to defend Canada, but we defend Canada."
The Republican president mimicked a move he pulled off earlier in the year when he renamed the Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America. The trade standoff began when Trump claimed that Canada was engaging in unfair trading practices with the U.S. and announced a 50% tariff on some $20 billion worth of their goods. A deal to end the dispute briefly seemed reachable, but it quickly imploded, and both countries instated tariffs on each other. The row is the latest in a series of trade disputes which started last year with Trump's global tariffs, but despite the hostilities, the two countries still traded around $900 billion last year.
European countries are among those hardest hit by additional fossil fuel costs caused by disruption in the Middle East, according to the Center for Research on Energy and Clean Air. Italy faced an estimated 12.7 billion euros in extra costs between March and August, followed by the Netherlands at 11.5 billion euros, France at 10.8 billion euros, and Spain at 8.8 billion euros. Together, the four economies absorbed almost 41 billion euros in additional fossil fuel costs without importing any new energy. Globally, the crisis added more than 282 billion euros to fossil fuel import bills, without oil accounting for 140 billion euros. Diesel and petrol prices also rose by 59%. Beyond the cost shock, CREA said Europe's investment in clean energy is helping reduce its exposure. Clean power capacity installed since 2020 saved importing countries 36 billion euros in fossil fuel purchases during the first 5 months of the crisis. Spain alone saved billions, although oil-dependent transport, aviation and industry still left each person facing an additional 181 euros in fossil fuel import costs. Meanwhile, more than 100 organizations urged European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen to announce a plan to phase out fossil fuels in her State of the Union address on September 16th.
More than 1,000 earthquakes in just 10 days. The seismic swarm in Granada has once again raised a question. Could Spain soon experience a major earthquake? It's been about 140 years since one of Andalusia's major historical earthquakes. But that doesn't mean a countdown has begun, explains geologist Raúl Pérez López.
Podemos dividir el tiempo por el número de terremotos y decir, cada 100 años en España se produce un gran terremoto, porque eso es lo que nos dice la estadística. El problema es que los terremotos no se comportan de forma lineal.
Spain has more than 200 mapped active faults, and tectonic energy continues to build up. The probability of a major earthquake may increase over time, but that does not mean it's imminent.
Aunque llevemos 140 años sin tener un terremoto, nosotros no sabemos si va a ocurrir dentro de poco o va a ocurrir dentro de mucho.
If we can't know when it will happen, what can we do? Pérez López cites the recent earthquakes in Venezuela and Colombia as examples. Similar magnitudes, but very different consequences. And although geological characteristics also played a role, the response of buildings is key.
Hay fallas que pueden disparar terremotos, pero no sabemos si va a ser hoy, mañana o dentro de 50 años. No tenemos capacidad de saberlo. Nuestra mejor herramienta es la prevención, sin duda alguna. Lo que mata los terremotos es la intensidad sísmica y la respuesta a los edificios. La gente vive en edificios, si el edificio se viene abajo no hace falta saber qué es lo que va a ocurrir.
Video games are taking center stage in Cologne as Gamescom, the world's largest annual video game event, launches. The event brings together thousands of industry professionals, developers, and fans to the Western German city. Attendees there get a sneak peek at all the newest games set to launch soon, from small independent studios to massive AAA title publishers and distributors. Trailers of the new games are revealed there for the first time, and enthusiasts are, in some cases, even able to sample the latest games and technologies. The event, hosting its 18th edition since its 2009 inauguration, is set to run through to the 30th of August. Event organizers say they expect attendance to surpass 350,000, especially with heavily anticipated titles like Grand Theft Auto 6 on the cusp of release.
Japanese artist Yayoi Kusama, known for her sculptures and installations around the world, has died at the age of 97. Kusama died on 14 August at a hospital in Tokyo, her studio said on Thursday. According to her statement, Kusama continued to paint until her final days, never setting aside her brush. Her studio vowed to carry forward Kusama's wishes and, through art, continue to, quote, bring hope and strength for the future to people around the world. Best known for her colorful psychedelic works featuring repetitive patterns, especially her trademark dots, Kusama's works were exhibited in major museums around the world. Kusama once said her famous signature dots reflected hallucinations she experienced from childhood. In her later years, the Japanese artist gained worldwide fame, collaborating with fashion brands such as Louis Vuitton and putting her signature designs on products including clothing, cups, and accessories.